Hello everyone, my name is Cedric, and what you're watching is the recap of my solo Magikarp run that I did on Pokémon Sword and streamed on my Twitch channel. First link in the description. So, before we get into the challenge, let me set some ground rules first. Number 1, I can only battle using Magikarp from the moment that I get it. Number 2, no using items in battles. And number 3, no glitches or exploits are allowed throughout the entirety of the run. As some of you might know, Magikarp has some of the worst stats in all of Pokemon. I mean, look at them. Look at how bad they are. But that doesn't stop us from achieving certain goals. Before we start, I need to give a huge shout out to JRose11. Go look at his stuff. His videos are amazing. This guy inspired me to do videos and challenges like that, and I cannot recommend him enough. Go check him out, his link is in the description. Also, before I explain what I do, here's a random shiny that I found while I was EV grinding. It would be that long. That's a shiny! Yo, can someone tell Devin I beat them? That was so fast! Yeah, I was always thinking like, yo, imagine I get a shiny. I'm crying, bro, I'm crying. Yo, that's a highlight. I don't give a shit. That stream's going on a highlight. People hate Rookity for how long they actually take to find it, and I find it in like 3 hours. So yeah, to get that shiny Rookity took me 3 hours. To get to level 11 basically took me 3 hours. That was long. And the previous clip that you saw was sped up 18,000%. Now the clip is sped up 28,500%. I am not kidding. And I need to get to level 15 to learn Tackle. Oh joy! So, here comes the first Hop fight. Here comes the first official fight with Magikarp that we have. It's against our rival Hop. Hop has 3 Pokemon. A starter Pokemon, a Wooloo, which he starts basically the game with, and his Rookity. Shoutouts to our shiny Rookity that we got. So, his starter Pokemon is Grookey, which, as most of you might already know, Grookey is a Grass type. And since Magikarp is a Water type, that means that we have the disadvantage against his Branch Poke attack. So, the only move that we have access to right now is Tackle. Yeah, let's see how the first try goes. It all comes down to this. Magikarp has 10 hit points left. My attack has been lowered multiple times because of Growl. 2 hits from Rookity, and Magikarp goes down. But Magikarp was not ready to go down yet. Oh no. Magikarp was ready to win. And with a critical hit from Magikarp, victory was assured. Peg did less damage than expected, Rookity used Leer and throws the match, and with that, Magikarp was the winner of the first fight. And now comes episode 2. Episode 2 was filled with EV grind, so I'm going to cut that, but all I'm going to say is we completed the speed EVs in the first episode, and the second episode was for the special attack EVs. The highlight of the second episode was when we actually just got our Magikarp to learn Hydro Pump, as you can see right now. Also, let's not forget about leftovers. Those are important too. Alright, Stream 3. Stream 3, too boring, EV grinding, Battle Hop, Total Pushover, Battle Bead, Total Pushover, and now, Stream 4, Milo fight. So, Milo has 2 Pokemon, Gossifleur and Eldegoss. Magikarp, being a water type, does not have the edge over some grass types. But what makes Milo a really difficult gym leader is that his Pokemon are mostly specially defensive, which, if you know how I trained my Magikarp, Hydro Pump is a special attack move, so his moves is not gonna do a lot of damage. But anyways, let's see how it goes. So you guys remember the first hop fight when we got that crit and everything went perfectly? Yeah, well now we just got one shot by a grass type. We're gonna need to grind, and by that I mean a lot. Like, we need to get to level 40 before we actually have a chance against Milo. Here's that clip. So yeah, level 40. I'm pretty sure I was lucky because Eldegoss did not use any grass type moves. But anyways, here comes Nessa. Really easy fight. After Nessa, I go ahead and pick up the Sea Instance. The Sea Instance boosts your water-type moves by 20%. So, since we didn't pick Sobble at the start, we don't have the Mystic Water that you get at the start that boosts your water-type moves. So, we sadly gotta do some small shopping for our Hydro Pump to do more damage. But that really doesn't matter for the next fight, or the next big fight, should I say, because it's Marnie, and Marnie is basically our third gym leader since Gabu is the fire-type gym leader. He's not really a big deal. Anyways, let's see how the first Marnie fight goes. So yeah, I completely forgot about Krogunk with dry skin. Oh god, this is gonna be tedious, since my main damaging move is Hydro Pump. Oh my god. Anyways, after like 30 to 45 minutes of attempts, I got this attempt, which is the one that I want. Oh god, I do not want to do this again. Also, one thing you might have noticed, I never leveled up after Milo, so this is why most of these fights are really easy. So here comes Kabu, and you'll hear a strange song for Kabu. It's because he was such a big joke, like, you'll see.
1, 2, a hotmail. Kirby is a paying guy. 1, 2, a hotmail because Kirby is very cute. 1, 2, a hotmail. Kirby is a paying guy. 1, 2, a hotmail because Kirby is very cute. Kirby inherits his enemies and make it later. Kirby is so happy this is something he can because he's such a paying god. Kirby inherits his enemies and make it later. Kirby's so happy this is something he can because he's such a paying guy. Here comes Kirby to Meta Knight to project because he's attacked by King Dedede. Meta Knight swings his sword of King Dedede defeat. What a triumph is that! Here comes Kirby to Meta Knight to project because he's attacked by King Dedede. Meta Knight swings his sword of King Dedede defeat. What a triumph is that! 1, 2, a hot mail. Kirby is a paying guy. 1, 2, a hot mail because Kirby is very cute. 1, 2, a hot mail. Kirby is a paying guy. 1, 2, a hot mail because Kirby is very cute. Kirby inherits his enemies and make it later. Kirby is so happy this is something he can because he's such a paying guy. Kirby inherits his enemies and make it later. Kirby is so happy this is something he can because he's such a paying guy. Here comes Kirby to Meta Knight to project because he's attacked by King Dedede. Meta Knight swings his sword of King Dedede defeat. What a triumph is that! Here comes Kirby to Meta Knight to project because he's attacked by King Dedede. Meta Knight swings his sword of King Dedede defeat. What a triumph is that!
So, we get to Stolen-Side, and now we're faced with our hardest challenge yet. Yes, ladies and gentlemen, I'm talking about Hop. Hop is actually really difficult in this fight, because he has his Thwacky, which is his evolved form of Haruki, and his Cramorant. His Cramorant really is no joke. Now, what you're seeing are a lot of attempts, basically 13 minutes of attempt in the span of 1 minute. Yeah, 13 minutes of attempt went to waste because of his Cramorant. One of them only was because of his Thwacky. Anyways, after all of those attempts, I was like, hey, let's just give up. But no, I was really close to beating him. I just needed to grind. And with that, I went off into a grinding session for about 10 levels. And after all that grinding session, well, let's just say that this was my first attempt. Roll it. So after that came Bia. Bia was actually pretty difficult. Her Hitmontop actually gave me some trouble, and her Gigantamax Machamp actually wasn't that easy. I actually had to do like 3 to 4 attempts on that, compared to Nessa and Kabu, which actually took me 1 attempt each. Anyways, let's see the match. After Stolen's died, it's Balonly, or Balonlia, or however you want to call it. Anyways, oh, I forgot about Bede. Yeah, he's way too easy, no need to talk about him for the moment. Anyways, as I was saying, we go against Opal, the Fairy-type gym leader. Opal is actually pretty difficult if you take into consideration her team. Even with the stat boost, she's still really difficult. What you're seeing right now is 40 minutes of attempt. 40 minutes! That is a lot! But still, that was nothing. Nothing compared to what's coming. No spoilers. But yeah, so what gave me the most difficulty was, I'd say, her Weezing, which is her first Pokemon. Weezing was actually really bulky and really difficult. Anyways, as you can see right now, we're at the end of the minute, so let's just see the battle, how the good one went. After Balonly comes one of the most unforgiving fights in all of this challenge. It is Hop on the bridge before the 6th gym. Oh my god, I cannot explain how frustrated I was. So here's Hop's team for the moment, because I chose Scorbunny at the start. Hop has Trevenant, which has Hornleech. Yeah, Hornleech! I don't like this. After that, he has his newly evolved Rillaboom, which I really don't like because of how powerful it is. He has a Snorlax, which is very specially defensive. He has a Bolton, which is super effective against me. And he has a Heatmore. His Heatmore is not a problem, but have you heard this team that he has? Oh, and did I forget to say that his Trevenant also has Confuse Ray? Oh, and I forget to say that his Snorlax can paralyze you with Body Slam? Yeah, that is a lot of joy. Oh my god, I love this fight. Anyways, I got pretty lucky, I can say. Yeah, I actually got pretty lucky. Let's see the third fight. Oh, and before you say anything, yeah, this fight is not the hardest. It is just unforgiving and I hate it. can now see that I did a little sneaky on you, huh? Well, yeah, this challenge is really difficult. Now some of you might not be thinking, this is way harder than you think. You gotta see the win, you gotta see the lose. It goes both ways. I'm sorry, but it's like that. Actually, my real win was actually my 5th attempt that I did the next stream, which was actually quite a bit after. Stream number 9. So, how did I win? Well, by not getting paralyzed by Snorlax. Yeah, the paralysis was actually the worst thing that happened to me. Anyways, here's that attempt. After that horrendous hop fight, now it's off to the 6th gym leader, Gordy. Before doing that video, let me be completely honest, I forgot that Gordy actually was a gym leader. He was just way too easy. Hydro pump, hydro pump, hydro pump, hydro pump, that's all I have to do. I mean, I know that's what I do throughout the entirety of the challenge, but still, Gordy was just forgettable. It's sad to say, because he's such a nice character, but he's just forgettable. Let's just see how I destroyed him. Remember when I said that Gordy was easy? Yeah, well, welcome back, Hop, our hardest challenge yet. This fight, literally, with all of the grind and everything, took us 2.5 hours just to complete. On my first attempt, I was level 71, keep that in mind. Now, we try. His Snorlax, way too bulky, so I go ahead and start grinding for EXP. So I grind, I go back there, and I still get bodied. That was really disappointing. I spent like an hour easily grinding. That was way too long. So, I go back to grinding because my level is way too low. Like, way too low. My stats are too horrendous. But I go back and challenge him at level 86. Well, you'll see that in a second. But yeah, I go back to level 86. Keep that in mind. A 15 level grind. I'm like over double his level at that point. And yes, this is by far the second hardest battle I actually had to do. For those of you who are interested, the clip that you're watching right now for the grind and everything is sped up 7,660%. Yeah, that's a bit, but I still gotta show you everything that happened. Now I get to Spike Myth, and before challenging the gym leader, well, I gotta battle Marnie. Remember her after Kabu? Well, now she doesn't have a Krogunk. She has a Toxic Krog, the evolved form, and it still has dry skin, so that is still a pain in my butt. But still, we need to challenge her before we get to the gym, and I'll talk about the gym later on. So, what makes this fight difficult? Well, basically her entire team is really strong. Yeah. Just because her team is really strong, I get bodied. Not as much as Hop, but still, that is pretty difficult. It took me about an hour to beat that. Yeah, I didn't grind all that. That is still pretty difficult. Roll the fail montage. Alright, now, let me get into the technicality of this challenge. This challenge is, can I beat Pokemon Sword with only one Magikarp? Technically, these can I beat with only one challenge are technically all not possible because of the 7th gym. You need a second Pokemon for the 7th gym, but as all the challenges that I saw do, we only use a mon that we use as bait, and there you go, it just faints. Oh, but wait. What mon are we gonna use? The shiny Rookity? Nah, we're just use Magikarp because we're that trolly. Now I know that what you're watching is the win on Marnie. This is why I'm doing this commentary over this, because that gym was actually pretty quick. We actually got really lucky. We beat the gym leader in only 2 tries because I forgot to heal and I didn't have enough Hydro Pumps, but also, all the other things were really quick. Like, even the forced double battle, the second Magikarp that I used actually didn't end up taking any damage, so technically, it's still a 1-mon battle, but yeah. So, also, what I gotta speak about this challenge is, the 8th gym is completely double battle based, which we're gonna use that Magikarp, only use Splash. Yes, it will get damage, I am sorry. If there was a way to do the challenge with only one Magikarp, I can guarantee you that it would have been done with only one Magikarp. Sadly, we have to use the second one. But anyways, the 7th gym is an important point in the run, because in the 7th gym, after we beat the gym leader, we actually get the choice specs. If you guys don't know what the choice specs do, they enhance the damage of special moves such as Hydro Pump by 1.5, with the only downside being that you only use one move. Since we only use mainly Hydro Pump, I don't really care about that downside, it's just a free boost. It's way better than the C instance we got at the start, which is only a 20% boost, compared to the 1.5 times boost, which is 50%, that we're about to get. But in order to get the choice specs, I need to beat the 7th gym. But let me speak about some more technicality while this fight goes on. So, while you're Dynamaxed, or while I'm Dynamaxed in that case, the choice specs don't matter. What I mean by that is that you don't get the 50% attack boost, but you can also use whichever move you want. So, if you make a bad call at the start and you get, for example, if we were able to Dynamax, for example, well, I could use Hydro Pump throughout the entirety of the match, but whenever I get to the Toxic Croak, I can use any move that I want, which is a strategy that I'll use later on. I'll talk about this later. So basically, our 7th gym leader was Marnie, because Pierce was really easy. Here's that clip, second try. I hear a lot of people saying that Rayhan is really difficult. Well, not really. If you have a plan, it's actually really easy. I beat him first try with 2 Magikarp. Here's that try. Now that we got all 8 badges, it's time for the league. Well, if you can consider that a league. Anyways, I'll call it the league. So, first fight, Marnie. Marnie took me like 20-25 minutes, I'm not really sure. But to beat Marnie, it took me about 20 minutes. Her Toxicroak was a big problem for me, but she also has a new Gigantamax Grimmsnarl, which is also a problem. Plus, from now on, trainers will use full restores, so whenever I get them to super low HP, they will automatically refill their health. And with Hydro Pump, it's pretty difficult seeing that, because we only have 8 PPs of Hydro Pump. Yeah, that is gonna be difficult. Anyways, so, my strategy was, use the Hydro Pump for all her mons, but when you get to the Toxicroak, Dynamax, and use a normal move to defeat it. Remember earlier when I explained the thing with choice specs? Yeah, well that was actually my entire strategy for all of this fight, specifically. I say specifically because my special attack is way better than my physical attack. So yeah, here's how I did. what do we do after we battle Marnie? Well, of course, we go ahead and battle the big jerk himself. Ladies and gentlemen, here's Hop! An hour-long fight. Let's go again. Now comes the Olena fight. Olena was actually pretty easy for having a Gigantamax Garbodor and a Tsarina. Also, as you might see, I'm not level 100 yet. Don't worry, I'll get there very soon. Alright, time for Bede. Well, Bede was always easy. I don't really have anything to say about him. Just rolled the first try. After Bede comes part 2 of the Pokemon League, where I gotta challenge 3 of the gym leaders. So, here's the order for this. I gotta beat Nessa, I gotta beat Bia, and then I gotta beat Rayhan. Nessa? Really easy, only one try. Here's how it went. Here's how it went for Bia. Second try because I got bad luck on Machamp. Now, you guys remember Rayhan being super easy in double battles. Well, now he's actually really hard in single battles. And for one main reason, his Torkoal is a big meanie. Yeah, his Torkoal is really annoying. And also, his Grudra being able to use Thunderbolt really made it so I lost a lot of runs. Like, to the point where I decided to go and level up to level 100 for this fight, and I still had a lot of trouble. Anyways, that fight took me, with the grind, over 2 hours. That is one of the only 3 that took me over 2 hours. So, I talked about 2 fights that only took me over 2 hours so far. I'm guessing you know which one took me over 2 hours. Let's see the clip for Rayhan.
I can feel your energy, it's making me realize everything we've been through makes us strong enough. You and I, everything we've been through makes us strong enough. You and I, you and I.
Now comes the Chairman Rose fight. Surprisingly enough, for a main villain for our solo Magikarp run, Chairman Rose was actually pretty easy. That was my second try against him, and for a last villain battle, that was pretty easy. I just missed the Hydro Pump and that made me lose the battle. Anyways, here's the win. Now we only have two more things. We have Eternatus and we have Leon. Eternatus takes a good RNG to beat. Eternatus has 4 moves. He has Dynamax Cannon, he has Dragon Pulse, he has Flamethrower, and he got Cross Poison. So, what's the strategy? Pray and hope that he doesn't use one of his Dragon type moves, because we resist Flamethrower, and Cross Poison is physical, and Magikarp's defense is way better than its special defense. Anyways, what you're watching right now is basically me trying to get the luck for the good Eternatus fight, which I got eventually. Here's how it goes.
Yeah, it's a one-man single, give a sign. Pull your gun, finger, trigger. Pull your gun, finger, trigger. Pull your gun, finger, trigger.
Eternatus is also very difficult because it becomes Eternamax Eternatus. And even if you have the help of Hop, Zacian, and Zamazenta, it can still go really badly. Like for example, I died to a Max Wormwind 1 hit. I am level 100 and I still get 1 hit. But to be completely honest, Eternamax form has amazing stats, so yeah. The only reason why I won, well, instead of just saying it and spoiling it, here's how it went.
Listen to the word and they buy your cuts in the middle when the flames get higher. Puts up your gun fingers. Return all of the fire. It's a bad man signal. Give a sign. And pull your gun finger trigger. Gun finger trigger. Gun finger trigger. Gun finger trigger. Return all of the fire. It's a bad man signal. Give a sign. And pull your gun finger trigger. Gun finger trigger. Pull your gun finger trigger. It's a bad man signal, give a sign. Pull your gun finger trigger.
So, what is there not to say about Leon? Well, first of all, he has 3 possible teams depending on the starter you chose. Here's his team if you chose Grookey. Now here's his team if you chose Scorbunny, which is the starter I chose. And here's his team if you chose Sobble. So, if you chose Grookey, well, I'm sorry to say, but your run ends now. His Seismitoad knows Water Absorb, which you will not be able to get through with Hydro Pump. Second, if you chose Sobble, good luck getting through that Rillaboom of his. So, for all the time that I was doing the run, I thought I was doing it in hard mode, but for the end of the battle, I was actually doing it in easy mode. And, oh my god, this battle did not take me 2 hours. It took me over 3, almost 4 hours. There's no grinding to do in this, and it still took me about 3 to 4 hours. That is insane. That is just really crazy. I cannot believe this. 3 to 4 hours of my life out of a 35-hour run. Oh my god, that was really, really long, really tedious, and I really wanted to give up. But I was at the end, and my friends were there for me. Thank you so much, everyone.
Press play. Press play.
Don't pause. Press play. Don't pause. Press play. Don't pause. Press play. Don't pause. Don't pause. Press play. 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 Don't pause. Press play.
Leon was so difficult that I actually needed 2 strings to beat him. Well, it's not that he was really difficult that I had 2 strings to beat him. I actually just had to go and eat dinner. Anyways, so here's the second stream of trying to beat Leon. Let me explain more about Leon also. So, his team is really difficult, as you might have seen. The 2 hardest monsters to beat are his Dragapult and Haxorus. If I can beat the Dragapult without getting damage, then I have a good run. After that, it all comes down to the Haxorus. If I can beat the Haxorus without taking any damage, which happened to me only once, as you can see right now, well, you get an attempt like that. here are the basics of the fight. So, you want Aegislash to be a one-hit if possible. You absolutely need Dragapult to have a critical hit, so you can actually one-hit it. Mr. Rhyme, no big deal. The mon after that is Haxorus. Yeah, the big boy himself. One Outrage is devastating, so you really don't want to get hit by that. If you got everything like that, your range should still be up because you were Dynamax from the start to one-hit the Aegislash. If your range is still up and you get a critical hit, then that is enough to beat this. Also, after that, you need to beat the Inteleon. If you get a crit, as you can see from the failed battle, that is actually enough to go to the Charizard. After that, on the Charizard, just one Hydro Pump and everything is good. But Leon is a little bit annoying. You see, his AI is so annoying that whatever move you pick, he already knows what it is. Whatever item you use, he already knows what it is. Yes, I am ranting right now because this needs to be heard. So, Leon is a cheating lil champion and he does not deserve the title of champion. Because everything he has, everything he does, he knows what you're going to do. Even at some point, someone in my chat, shoutouts to JMan1RE, he told me to actually use the weakness policy. And I was like, but the weakness policy is post-game. So I thought to myself, well, let's use the focus sash and an X special to see how it works. And surprisingly enough, like you see in this first try, Aegislash does not attack, he just defends. So what happens after that? Well, of course I fail because I miss on Inteleon, but this is the second try with the homemade policy.
Don't pause, press play. Don't pause. Don't pause, press play. Don't pause, press
Now, before anyone calls me out for using an item, hear me out. If I could have used the weakness policy, I would have used the weakness policy and I still would have won. Because a wild item is still considered to be okay to use. The only thing is that the weakness policy is in the post game. But one thing also, if Dragapult lands a Thunderbolt on me, I still live with approximately 91 HP, which is not a lot for the amount of HP that I have, but it is still enough to survive. I just have to land and not pray for all the crits that I need. So, to recap, can you beat Pokémon Sword with only one Magikarp? Yes. Will you beat Pokémon Sword with only Magikarp? It is extremely unlikely, yet it is still possible. The question was, can I? Yes I could. If I could have used the weakness policy, I would. The only thing that stopped me was the post game. If I could, I would have done it. But let's not get on that. Now that the challenge is done, let me know in the comments if you guys would like any other challenge for me to do. Also, I know I didn't plug a lot, but please, go and follow me on Twitch. If you enjoyed this video, come and follow me on Twitch. This took multiple hours to do and edit, but you only see the final result because I love you guys and I love doing what I do at the moment. I am not a full-time entertainer, but this is the dream of mine. So, if you guys could, please go and check out the first link in the description. It would mean the world to me. Thank you, and have a great day. Also, shoutouts to Jeros11 for the challenge. Peace out.